Hello, this is Sugar Loaf Vehicle presenting on behalf of Team MIDAS. Here is our final MIDAS accounting application. So, if you look at our account, we have our various options. We have our logo up at the right corner, a link to the front page, and of course, the current logged in user. So when you're logged in, you can go to profile and see your role, your number, and your personal info. Because I'm an admin, I have access to our portal dashboard, which is our accounting page. So we have our chart of accounts, journal review, and journal entry form. In our journal entry form, we can create a journal entry. So for example, I am going to say entry title, buying vehicle. So that'll be the current date, but you can change that. Taking 20,000 from cash to purchase vehicle. So I can select my account. It's going to be cash, description, paying 20K for car. I might be mixing these up, but as long as they are currently balanced, then I'll add a transaction and I'm going to put it into vehicle. And value of vehicle. Now, you'll notice that these are not balanced, and so these will not allow you to submit until your transaction is balanced. So let's say I put 10,000 in that. It's still not balanced, so I can add another transaction. I can put that into vehicles, value vehicles, then I can put another 10,000, and now they are balanced. So this will not allow you to create an unbalanced journal entry. Once we submit our journal entry, we can go to journal review and you'll see the journal entry that was just created, taking $20,000 from cash to purchase vehicle. All of the relevant information is right there for us to see. And then we can go in and we can review it. Currently, it is a draft and it is balanced. It's total debits, total credits. So if we go in, now we can see our journal entry details. It's created at 11:15, entry ID, description, and then a description for each transaction. All right. Now, none of these are posted to the accounts, so they will not show up under either the vehicle or the cash accounts. However, if I go in, I click on this, and I click approve, journal entry was approved. I can go back, and now if I go to cash, you see, if I look down there, 20,000. Where is my 20,000? Oh, it must be on the next page. There we go. Paying 20K for car. So the entry has been posted into the account ledger for cash. And you'll see the exact same thing is true if I check my vehicles. I go and I check. I see what's in there. And then we see $10,000. So I must have used the wrong side of the normal side, but it has been posted in. Now, on to our chart of accounts. So we have our chart of accounts. These accounts can be sorted and filtered. So we can sort them by account. We can sort them by name, alphabetical. We can sort them by category. We can sort them by date created. We can sort them by the imbalance. So of course, positives go first, negatives next. and then we can sort them by normal side or debit. We can filter them. So we're going to filter, we're going to choose all of our assets, and now we have only assets in there. If we filter by expenses, we have only our expenses in there. We can filter by numerous categories, and then we can also search. So all categories, and then we're going to search for the cash. And our cash is the only one that turns up. Now if I go to filter, I can clear, and it brings everything back. I can go to fiscal period, and I can see every single account. So I can hide all, show all. So if I hide all, it gives me every single account, what the current balances are, what the pending transactions are for the current calendar year. And I can expand them to look at every single data set individually. I can also create a new account. So we have our account number, we have our account name, we have our description, categories, assets. We can have a subcategory, initial balance on normal side, and of course, automatically populating our date added, which you can edit. But I'm just going to go ahead and reset. And you cannot submit this unless all of the items are in. So we have a review. On top of this, after you've approved a review, we just approved this. So when we click on it and you see the tooltip, view journal cannot edit. Because we've already approved it and we go down, this journal has been listed as already being verified. And so you have to see an admin to reverse this decision. Those are all of our accounting principles. Now we have our admin content. Under user applications, you're going to see every single member who applied to the program, but they don't get admitted directly. Only those who have a date approved stamp are listed as actual current users. I can click on here and create my own user. So Shagolo Fieku. And then we have a password system. So I have to have a password that's at least 8 characters long, has to have an uppercase, has to have a special letter. So let's say my password is ninjas. Cool. I now have 8 characters. If I add a number, that goes away. If I add a special character, it's now gone. Now here, they have to match. Of course, I can choose my requested role, my phone number, date of birth, all of the other information. Then I register. After I register, I can now see my user in the user application. So here is my new role. If I accept them, the application becomes a current user. And now I can head into my current users. In application, I can actually go in and look at all of their information. I'll choose the date that I reviewed, who was reviewed by, so it's whoever's logged in as the admin at the time, and I get to choose what role they have. Now, they have a requested role, but that's not necessarily the role I'll give them. So in this case, I'm going to allow this user to be an admin. Now, I think he's already been accepted, so let me go to someone new. Here's all the information. Change up the date, requested date. I can update it, I can reject it, I can accept it. Now, on top of this, I can go in and I can edit every single user. So let's say Castro, I put too many P's in there. I can remove that. I can submit it. It's updated. Now we have the correct name for him. And the same is true for any field, with the exception of a few metadata items. And then, of course, we also have our expired password report. Here we have every single password, every single user, and of course, our password expiry date. So if your password expiry date is any less than 3 days left, it will send out a notification. This shows you how many days is left for each user based on when their passwords were created. And of course, we can still manually send out our password notification just in case we need to send them out. And then, of course, we could choose to send them to all people. So if I send this one out too early to notify this user, user has 30 days left. Now, on top of all of this, we have our notification system. So here's our notification system. This is where all the messages come in. You can list it by all emails, by your emails, or just by notification. And this was a test for the password expiry message warning. You can also go in and you can compose a message. I can set in my title. This is a test of messages. I can set my category, and then I can set either one of the recipients. John Smith, did you get this message? Oh, heck, I could even send it to myself. And what you see is that now that I've sent it to myself, you can see it just populated the message item under did you get this message? And all of the information there. I can clear it, close it out, can view it, or I can return. That is our message system at a glance. And so this is our home dashboard. We have not currently set up these systems in place, but we do have our notifications up and running. And that has been our final state of our accounting application for Team Midas. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.